All right, testing, testing. How do you guys hear me? Am I coming through clearly? Let me know. How you guys doing? Let me know if the sound and audio okay. Let me know if the picture's okay. I'm at a local coffee shop, so it might be a little bit noisy. You might hear a little chatter, but it's okay. So today, you guys, I just wanted to talk about kind of a year-end review of 2018 on the railroad and on YouTube. So if you guys want to make a comment or talk about your year-end review for 2018, feel free to share how you felt like your year went, what your plan is for 2019, and yeah, we're just gonna chill out, and it's gonna be the same Q&A that we always have, and we're just gonna discuss what our plans are for the last couple of weeks left in 2018 and going into 2019. So feel free to share your updates on what's going on with your railroad applications or training. I know some of you guys are in class right now, so feel free to share that. Grab your coffee, your tea, your latte, whatever, because we're just gonna chill and conversate. Let me see if I can fix this picture. I don't know, it looks a little dark. They say to keep the line back a little bit. See what the lighting is. I'll pull that one back. No, the other way. I guess that's okay. Thank you. I'll leave it. No, leave it. No, the other way. I need all the light I can get from the bird.
Figure out what light you have and even out. Because you have so much light and then no light. Try it.
I'm gonna try to move the camera. Okay, let me see. I think we're good here. All right, I think that's I think we're good. Dang. What do you guys think? The picture look okay? Does it look decent? Let me know. Okay, so let's get started, you guys, on this Q&A. Before I go into the questions right away, I just want to share a little bit about my year end coming up here and what to look forward to. So 2018, February 2018, February 19th, I started on the railroad. I believe I had my interview in January 2018, and I can't believe we're already almost a year on the railroad. So my 1-year anniversary is coming up, and it went pretty fast, I gotta say. I remember back in, I believe, December when I interviewed with UP, and that was in Milwaukee area, and I didn't get it. And, I was a little upset, a little devastated about it. And like the next day, BNSF emailed me and invited me to an interview hiring event with them. So that was a 7-hour drive, and out in, the whole way up there, I'm wondering what the heck am I getting myself into, I didn't expect to get it because, I live so far away, and I didn't hear from them for maybe about a week and a half. So I thought I didn't even get it. And then I got an email saying, congratulations on your conditional offer. So that email was the beginning of my journey with the railroad. I started sharing videos on Facebook Live, and I did a couple live videos on Facebook, and then I eventually moved those videos and uploaded them to YouTube. And people were watching them, So after I realized that people were interested in what I had to say about the railroad, I decided to take the videos more seriously and make them a little bit more professional. And so I went basically, I guess you can say hardcore in August on production, as far as trying to get a video out every week. And it's been fun, it's been a fun journey. A lot of you guys have said those videos have helped you land a job or helped you with the interviews. And I realized I was actually helping people. And it was a good feeling to be able to help people and to build a community from scratch. This channel is still growing, not quite as fast as I would like, but we are growing, and we are getting a lot of views on the videos. The videos are doing really well, actually, for such a small channel. My videos are getting a lot of hits, which is good. So my goal in 2019 for this channel, as always, I want to, keep you guys entertained with good videos and keep you guys bring value to the channel and teach you guys things and make sure you guys are learning and try to incorporate new things that I learn and teach you guys. So my goal in 2019 is to produce great tutorial videos as always, and I also want to try new things. I want to do more vlogging videos and bring you guys more into my personal life. Kind of like the video I just posted, I believe on Friday, with just me hanging out with the family and going to the gym and taking kids swimming and just kind of inviting you guys more into my personal life as a railroader and what I do on my days off and stuff like that. So I definitely want to bring more vlogging style videos to the channel. And I haven't quite got into it yet lately. I did in the beginning of my channel, which I started in 2012 when I was running my business full-time, Sticky Web Domains, and doing search engine optimization and teaching people how to sell on eBay and things like that. I did a lot of entrepreneurship type tutorials. So I still want to do tutorials like that as far as how to build your credit, how to build business credit, how to build a brand, and how to start a business. So I want to jump into videos like that in 2019 as well. So you guys are going to see the channel doing different things, and I hope you guys stick around for the ride. So yeah, that is basically a rundown. 2018 was a wild and crazy year for me. Just a lot of changes took place. It was pretty scary and intimidating to go through so many changes in one year. Not being close to my kids was a challenge for me, and knowing how to accept that you're not close and that you are away, and that you have to plan on how to work that into your life. So I had to learn a lot of new things, and I met a lot of great people in 2018 as well. Um, so it was a good year. It was a great learning year as far as learning new things and opportunities. And I'm in 2019. I'm thinking it's going to be the same. It's going to be the same situation. I'm still going to be learning a lot of new things. And my biggest focus in 2019 is, of course, the kids and trying to see them more and be more involved. And just trying to incorporate my side business and my hobbies and family, and just try to focus on family more and learn how to different what's the word I'm trying to use, to separate the two. When you're on YouTube, you find yourself getting kind of caught up on YouTube, and it's easy to see yourself slipping away from things that are important. So in 2019, I definitely want to focus more and learning more on how to manage my YouTube channel and my real life, and how to make time for both and make time for people that are in my life. So I can still run a good channel and a happy household. So 2019 is going to be, it's going to be great. That's what I'm hoping. Appreciate that, Scott D. Best YouTube channel around. Appreciate that. I'm glad I know you've been around a long time. You've been around since the beginning when I started. So, yeah, you guys, that is my plan. Feel free to share with us what you guys plan for 2019, whether it's on the railroad or off the railroad or whatever. Let's have a good talk today, and let's just have a good time, and let's see if we can get some questions answered and things like that. So I'm gonna. Oh, by the way, I'm sorry I didn't introduce myself. For anybody that's new to the channel, my name is Tommy Phillips, and you are watching Sticky Web Domains channel. I am an entrepreneur, a railroader, and a motivational speaker. So welcome to the channel if you're new here. If you haven't subscribed already, I'm going to just jump right in and tell you to subscribe, because here on this channel, we are all family. We're all a community. And the good thing about my live videos is that I do try to address every single question I get. And I try to put in that time to make sure that everybody gets their questions answered. So I definitely do that. And that is one good thing about being a subscriber to this channel, is that if I'm not able to answer a question, the community, they are great people, and they will jump in to help you guys as well, because we're all a community here. So whether you are a railroader or not a railroader, it doesn't matter. We're still a family here. So with that being said, I'm going to jump in and answer some questions. So you guys, if you got questions, go ahead and start answering or firing away right now. So Scott D is saying, what is the hardest railroad to get hired on at? I feel like BNSF is really selective. Well, that is a hard question, because I think all the railroads are kind of hard, to be honest with you. I mean, when I started out, I was applying to a lot of railroads, and it's all the same. It almost seems like they're all the same. The way it all goes down as far as the hiring events and the way that they do things, it seems like they're all on the same page. And like I said, I had an interview at UP first, and I didn't get it. So I don't know. I think they're all pretty hard to get into it, and they're probably all selective. I don't think any one is any easier than the other. And this is why it's so important, and I tell you guys all the time, to just cast a wide net. You cast a wide net, then you're just gonna make your chances of getting on the railroad a whole lot easier. So that is my advice to you guys: is make it easier on yourselves by casting a wide net and apply to as many railroads as possible. We're talking first class railroads or short rails, passenger type railroads like Amtrak, or if you're in Chicago, Metra Railroad. So, there's not just freight style railroads, there's also passenger style railroads. And there's the short rail. So there's different kinds that you guys can apply to. And I recommend you just apply to all of them. That way you just make your chance of getting on a little bit easier. John C. How you doing, John? What's good? He's got a question. He said, just finished road OJT, going back to class tomorrow. Okay. Good for you, man. How was it? Share with us your experience of road training. Was it easy? Was it hard? Did you like the constant phone calls to get up? You get calls at 3 a.m., 2 a.m. to go and hop on a train, So what was your experience of your road OJT? Would you see yourself wanting to work the road? Do you think you want to work the yard? Share with us how that went for you. I'm interested to know. Let me just look through some stuff real quick here. Derek, are you still watching, Derek? If so, how was your third week of training in Longview, Texas? Let us know. You said you were on OJT. So is your OJT yard training or is it road training? Let me know. RT 1050. What's up, RT? How you doing? I think you were on last weekend, right? I hope everything is still all good with you. You saying, what's up, Phillips? Week 2 done. Now ready for block signals. Final tomorrow. Followed, what is that? Follow BT, TWC, followed by TWC and hazmat, and then final test and out to my 3 week of OJT. Okay, so block signals final tomorrow. So what kind of test you got tomorrow? You got the final exam tomorrow, or is that, which test is it, the final or which one? Let me know. Because here you're saying you got TWC and hazmat and then final. So I'm kind of confused on what test you're on right now and what test you got tomorrow. Let me know. And what railroad are you with, RT? I can't remember. Let me know. Just looking over some comments. Let's see. What? Scott D's asking, what kind of work you've been doing lately? You've been on the road or working the yard? Scott D, I've been working the yard. I haven't been on the road in, man, it's been like 2 months maybe since I've had a road job. You know, and that's because of my seniority. So, you know, like I said in some of the other videos, is that a lot of in my terminal, it's all about seniority, and a lot of these senior guys, they want to work the road and make that money. So us guys that don't have as much seniority are working in the yard. Yeah, I actually feel like I gotta probably get some more training when I go back on the road. It's been so long, you know. So I definitely want to get back on the road, and so I can get back in the swing of that. But I gotta wait until I get that opportunity. I'm on the extra board now, and we do get road jobs on the extra board, but it's so far in between, you don't see them that much, especially when there's a lot of other people on the board. So we'll see. Who knows? I might get a road job on the board next week. We'll see. Tower 26. What's up? You look, you seem new. I don't remember your name before, so are you new to the channel? And you know, let us know. Feel free to introduce yourself if so, and welcome to the channel. The Tower 26 is saying, I don't know how 2019 will go for me, but I'm currently in high school in Houston, Texas, and I really want to become a conductor as soon as I finish in June. What advice would you give to me? Well, I definitely would say finish up the high school and get that degree, that diploma for sure. And if you want, you will. How old are you, first of all? Because I believe you have to be at least 18 to start to work on the railroad. So, are you 17 or 18? Let me know how old you are. Because if you're 18 right now, then I would say start applying now. You know, and by the time you are done with school, you should already have some things lined up for yourself. So you can, start off right now by educating yourself about the railroad, by watching videos like mine and learning about the railroad as far as what we do. And if this lifestyle is for you, so I would say to do that and get a feel for what a railroader does. If you are 18, that is a good age to start. I definitely wish I would have started on the railroad at a young age like that. So yeah, it's a great age to start on the railroad. So I would say do your homework, learn as much as you can about railroading. Make sure that this kind of job is for you, and if it is, then start applying and go from there. So yeah, that's my advice to you. John C. He said OJT was intense at first because I have no clue what in the world is going on. That sounds familiar. The phones weren't bad since I stayed on top of the mobility app, but I love the road over the yard stuff. Yeah, the mobility app is a great app because at least you get an idea when you're going to work. Sometimes it's not exactly spot on, but at least it gives you an idea. And yeah, I think a lot of people like the road at first because the road is a little bit more laid back, and you do some traveling and hotel, and it's always nice to be able to do that. And the yard can be intimidating because of yard switching, and I think that's why so many people like the road, because it's just less stress. On the road you're just kind of watching for signals, and you're watching your engineer, make sure everything's all good with him, and talking to the dispatcher about track warrants, and your job is a little bit more laid back, but it's still not an easy job because you have to be alert, and it's hard not to fall asleep when you're tired already, and all you hear is the train tracks, and it can put you right to sleep. So you gotta be careful about that. But I think people they like the road better starting out because they're just too intimidated by the yard because all the moves you make and all the switching, and it's a lot to learn, and it's very intimidating. So I think that's why people like the road right up, over the yard right away. I've been in the yard long enough now to where I'm getting more comfortable with movements and some of the things with industries. I'm getting a little bit more familiar with that and more familiar with our yard, So when you're not familiar with your yard and there's so many switches and so many tracks, it's just all too much to take in, and you just don't even want to be there on the yard. You'd rather be on the road where you're not so stressed out, So I can understand that why a lot of new hires say that, All I can say is, learn your yard, and you will be less intimidated by it. Look at your maps of the yard and your playbooks, and the more familiar you are with your yard and your industries, the more comfortable you'll get, and then the yard is not so bad. I've become a little bit more accustomed to the yard for the simple fact that for me it's just a shorter day of work. 7.5 hour day if you have a good day, and then you can go right home, and that's a good day. Versus the road, you can be working up to 12 hours, and then if there's a hotel involved and you're staying overnight, and you can be gone from home for 24 hours or so. And people with families, sometimes they like to sleep in their own bed. So that's the pros and cons. If you're a single person and you don't have a family, then you might love the road. But if you have kids at home and a wife, then some of these guys they settle for a yard life because they're home every night. We got, looks like we might have a new subscriber. I have not seen his name before. Jake Bremberry. How you doing, Jake? Welcome to the channel. Looks like you're talking to someone, Tower 26. Okay, so this isn't a question for me. All right. RT 1050 is he's saying Union Pacific block signals final tomorrow. Okay, so RT is with Union Pacific, and he has block signals final tomorrow, followed by the TWC and hazmat final test on Thursday. So you got 2 tests in 1 week? Man, they're not playing around over at UP. Wow, okay. And Tower 26 is saying that he's 18. Okay, so that's good. If you're 18, you should be good to go, man. Start applying now. And if you actually do get that interview and that invite to a hiring event, let them know that you're in school and you want to finish school, and then see if there's a way where they can incorporate your railroad training with your school, or just hold off until you get done with school. Or you can just start applying after you graduate. So it's really up to you on how you want to do it. But if you really want to get a feel for everything, I don't know, why not just start applying and see what happens now? Who knows? Why not, right? Why wait? So cast a wide net and start getting those applications out there. And if working on a railroad is something you think you want to do. John C. He said, I was stuck in Canada for 36 hours. Wow. What happened there? Why were you guys stuck? Were you waiting on a train to come back, or what was going on with that? And if you were in Canada, what are you with Canada National, CN, or CP, Canadian Pacific? What railroad are you working with? Um, so who else is in class right now? How many other students do we have that are in class? Let me know. I know last weekend on that last chat, a lot of you guys were in, I believe, week 2, and we were talking about the equipment you guys were issued, which was like your radios, new hi-hats, your vest, and things like that. So a lot of you guys are probably in week 3, right? That's what I'm assuming. RT is saying, actually, I have 4 finals this week. Block signals, the TWC, the hazmat, and the main final test. So the 4 tests that you got, RT, because you're saying here the main final test, the other 3 tests that you have, do they count against you, or are those more like quizzes or mid-term type tests? Do they, like for example, if you were to fail the block signals test, does that mean that you have one more chance to pass it and then you're out if you don't pass it? How serious are these other 3 tests? Are they as serious as the main final test as far as getting 2 chances to pass, or what? Let us know. Jay Ben said week 2 done. What railroad are you with, Jay Ben? You're saying week 2 is done. What railroad are you with? And what happened in week 2? Give us an idea of what you learned in week 2. And are you in OJT? Are you in the classroom? Tell us a little bit more about that. What's going on with that? Seems like a lot of you guys are either with Union Pacific or BN from what I'm getting. I know, I think last weekend someone was telling me they were with a short rail company, but a lot of you guys are with Class 1, it seems like. So yeah, let me know, you guys, what railroads you're with if you haven't told me already. Is there anybody that is on right now that is with a short rail company? Let me know. I'm interested to know more about the short rails as well. All right, so Jay Ben is correcting himself. He said he's done with week 1, not week 2. And he's with BNSF. So I take it you're about to start your week 2 tomorrow, right, Jay Ben? How was your week 1? Let me know how that went for you. Did you guys get iPads already, or did they issue that the first week? Let me know. And then on starting what, tomorrow you're gonna do your OJT? Is that what you're saying? So you're gonna do probably yard training, right? RT, he's answering my question about the quizzes and the finals. He said they're not quizzes, finals that count against you. So all 4 that you're gonna do are all finals in 1 week, and they all count against you. Wow, that is a lot of tests, a lot of pressure right there. So yeah, you gotta be on your A game for sure. I would definitely. You got a study group, RT? How are you guys doing it in your class? How are you retaining the information, and how are you studying for all these tests? Are you working with a study group, or what is your strategy to retain the information? Share that with us. John C. is saying, I work for BN. We run up to Canada. One job, we ran almost to the border. Then dog catched a coal train to bring it to Canada, but got held up in a hotel for 15 hours. Wow. Okay, so I didn't even know BN made runs to Canada. Must be the area or the division you're in. Sounds like an interesting run right there. So I take it you like the road though, right, John? Sounds like you do. How do you like that 15-hour hotel stay? Was that a nice hotel at least? Did they have a gym? Did you work out? Let me know what you did for 15 hours. Did you sleep? Let me know. Jay Ben, he said he's watching on the iPad. That's what's up. Technology. How's everything look on the iPad? Is it clear? Let me know. We got Chaz in the house. Chaz Harrington. Can you give example questions for conductor assessment tests? No, I cannot give any kind of questions regarding the test or answers to the test. That is definitely against the policies, so I can't do that. But best thing I can do to help you is to tell you to check out glassdoor.com. If you go to glassdoor.com, it's a great website for company reviews. You can go there to look at how good a company is rated by their employees, and you can also look at questions and as far as interview questions that might be asked, and you might be able to find example test questions if you search it. So Glassdoor is an awesome website for things like that, reviews and interview type things. So I would definitely suggest checking out glassdoor.com for that kind of stuff. But I cannot give any answers or tell you guys any questions that may be on any assessment test or final or anything like that. Cannot do that. What else we got here? John C. said, I used to work at SpaceX, so I'm used to staying in hotels for days or weeks. LOL, I slept and ate. Yep, that sounds about right. What is SpaceX? I never heard of that. What is that? What kind of job is that, and what does that entail? RT 1050. You said we have a group going. Okay, so you guys have a study group. So you're basically answering my question about how do you prepare for the test. You said, sadly, 3 of our guys failed the final test on Friday for air brake, so they have to retake it tomorrow, along with all the other tests I previously mentioned. And yes, lots of them. Wow. Gee, so you already had 3 people that failed, and they got to retake it, and they got to do the other 3. That's a lot of pressure, man. Yeah, it's all or nothing for sure. I mean, that's why I try to tell you guys, if you can, try not to fail a test because you're putting so much pressure on yourself when you do. I failed my first test, and it was stressful. I had to buckle down for like a week, and I had to lock myself in a room and basically study. And then I did like an 800 questionnaire book. I did it in one day, and that really helped. I just, I learned a lot from going through that book, and that one day I was able to retain that information and stuff. So one way to get you guys to retain information is look at your quizzes you guys took and review those quizzes and try to go over that as much as possible, because those quizzes that you took can help you with on the test. So look at all your notes and your quizzes and practice that stuff, because that'll help you guys on the test. No problem, Chaz. I understand you're trying to prepare yourself for that test, and I don't blame you. The best advice, man, is just doing your research. And you're saying the assessment test, so I'm assuming you're not even on the railroad yet, right? because the assessment test is a test you take just to get the interview. So the assessment test, I don't know what railroad you're trying to go with, but to me, that's more of a common sense type test. It's not so much railroad questions or anything like that. So I don't know if you can really prepare for an assessment test, because that to me is just more common sense stuff. So if that helps you any. Tower 26. My biggest fear about getting on with the railroad is that I don't want to be furloughed for long periods of time, as I have some railroaders tell me about the boom and bust periods of railroading. Well, Tower 26, I feel you on that. Like I said, I just started in February of 19. I have yet to be furloughed, although that could still happen. But I don't have a fear of being furloughed. For a simple furlough, you can chase work somewhere else in a different division. If there's work that's really needed, like they call it mercenary work, if a certain division really needs people, you can go help that division and they'll pay for you to do that. They pay you like bonuses and everything. That's called mercenary. You can look into that. You can also get forced assigned somewhere. I was almost forced when I got out of class, but business started to pick up, so we were never, or a couple of us were forced actually, the bottom four, but my seniority kept me from getting forced, so I never went. But if you force it, they will pay for your hotel and things like that for a couple months. But you can't let fear be get in the way of anything. If you want to work on a railroad, you can't be afraid of being furloughed, because you don't know if you're gonna get furloughed and if it's ever gonna even happen. So why even worry about something that hasn't happened yet? Just focus on getting on the railroad, and then whatever happens after that, will happen. And like I said, I've talked to guys who've been furloughed for a week or 2 weeks, and then they're right back to work. And it's not always such a bad thing. It's nothing that I would be afraid of. So you got to prepare yourself. You're right in a sense that it could happen. You could be furloughed, but have a plan. You know, ask yourself, if I'm furloughed, what can I do until I get called back to work? What are your skills? Can you, for instance, maybe do some roofing on the side until you go back to work? Can you go back to your other job for a while? Is it maybe a good time to start a side business? Figure out a plan on what you would do if you were furloughed, and that way you're not so afraid when it does happen. So just always even focus my energy on something like that until it actually happened. But you do want a plan. So just focus on a plan, but don't focus so much on the fact that it might happen. Just go ahead and get on the railroad and worry about it later. What else we got? Josh Maya. What's up, Josh? Are you new to the channel? Your name seems new. Welcome. If so, subscribe if you're not. But his question is, when you're on the road and in a hotel, are you getting paid, or is it just when you get on duty? You are getting paid the minute you get called for that job. When you call for the job and you report to the job, you're getting paid, and then you tie up, which means you punch out when you're done, and you get paid for that, for the miles that you put in for that. Well, if we're talking about the road, which I'm assuming you're talking about, as you said, when you're on the road, then you're going to get paid for those miles on the road. Yes. As far as the hotel, they're going to pay for your hotel, and you don't get reimbursed for hotel for the time you were in the hotel unless you were in the hotel for a very long period. And it's been a while since I've been on the road to know exactly what that is. maybe after 24 hours, I believe you start getting paid for your time in the hotel, something like that. You might want to double check with your terminal. But for the most part, you get paid for the miles of the trip. Okay. And like I said, the company's gonna pay for your hotel stay, and if you're in the hotel for so long, they reimburse you for some of that too. But that would mean you would have been in the hotel for at least 24 hours or so. It could be less than that. Just double check with your terminal. I don't want to give you the wrong information on that. Chaz is saying interview test for Norfolk Southern. Okay, so you're talking about the assessment for Norfolk Southern. I did the assessment test for Norfolk Southern actually, because like I said, I cast a wide net when I was looking for a job on the railroad. I applied to a lot, and I did a lot of assessment tests for a lot. And one thing I can say is that a lot of the assessment tests for railroads are almost the same. Like the questions and everything seem to be about the same questions and same style. So if you can pass one assessment test, you should be able to pass them all when it comes to the railroad. And they're all common sense questions to me. It wasn't anything like railroad related because you don't know enough about railroading yet for them to ask you those kind of questions. So I think they're common sense questions. So you should be okay with that as far as that goes. Scott D saying hopefully no bust anytime soon. What do you mean by that, Scott D? What do you mean by that? Hopefully no bust anytime soon. I probably forgot what we were talking about in our conversation, but let me remind me of what you mean with that. Chaz is saying just nervous, been out of school 20 years. I feel you with that. I'm in the same boat as you. Haven't used a lot of that knowledge in a long time. Been a tree climber and trimmer for 18 years. Okay, I've heard quite a few guys say that same thing, that they were in the lumber industry, like tree trimming and all that stuff. And yeah, I can relate to you. I've been out of school for about 20 years too, and trying to retain that information after so long is very intimidating, and so it's that's why I call it going back to school, like Rodney Dangerfield. You've been out of the game for a while, and then you got to come back in the game and remember how to learn. So when you get older, I think it's definitely harder to learn than when you're younger. That's why it's important to try to find the best ways to remember things. And I talk about my last videos that I've done, sticky notes and just taking notes and using different folders and binders and putting different types of information, different sections so that you can remember it and study it. And study groups, study groups are definitely a good way to help you guys learn together and remember things. That's why I'm so strong on study groups. But yeah, you are not alone for sure. And I feel you with that. But you'll be all right as long as you want it. And you apply yourself, you'll get there. John C says student pay is okay, but you won't get held away pay. I assume you're probably talking to somebody else on the channel. But yeah, I thought student pay was pretty good actually. My student pay was good, better than some of the jobs I've had. So student pay for some of you guys might be more money you made at a job. So I got by really well on student pay. Some railroads, the student pay is better than others. Not all railroads pay the same when it comes to being a student. So just be aware of that. And I think as for most railroads, you don't get overtime unless you work like over 48 hours. So once you hit 48 hours, when you start to get overtime with some of the railroads. But depending on what railroad you're at, student pay could be good or it could suck. It all depends on what railroad we're talking about. Back to earlier, Scott D is saying from when the question I was reading, hopefully no bust anytime soon. I guess he said that what I mean is that right now with the boom going on in the industry and hot economy, that it doesn't go bad anytime soon. Okay, thanks for clarifying that. Yeah, I agree, man. I hope that everything does stay on track. Right now, the economy seems to be doing pretty well. The industries are good. So I'm right with you on that. I hope that everything continues to go well as well. I don't see or foresee anything going bad, so I think we're good for a little while. Polo SRT22, what's up, man? It's been a while since I have seen you online. I know you've commented quite a bit on the video, so appreciate that. But he's saying I'm starting my second week for OJT and I'm learning, but still a little nervous. I'm not learning enough. Well, you're in your second week, man. I mean, you're not supposed to know a whole lot in your second week, so just calm down. Take in what you can, and anything you don't understand, write it down and ask the instructor at the end of class to get more clarification. You guys always have those instructors there to help you, so just know they're there to help. And if there's something you guys don't understand, then you make sure you get that understanding. So after class or something, or during class, raise your hand. I definitely raised my hand a lot, and I don't care if I, was being annoying to other people, but I had to know the answer. So if you don't get it, raise your hand, get clarification, and make sure you're getting that information you need. But for the most part, you're only in your second week, so I wouldn't freak out just yet. Still got a lot to learn, and you're not expected to learn it all in 2 weeks. So. Scott D said, I highly doubt there's going to be another 2008, 2009 anytime. Yeah, I guess you're assuming some good years, right? 2008, 2009 being good years on the railroad. Yeah, that probably won't get that good, but they're not terrible, so I can't complain. Everything is still going great my way. It will happen eventually, but by then you have seniority. Well, let's not hope it will happen anytime soon. If it does happen, if things do slow down, I do have my business that I am always working on. I'm always putting time in my business just for those kind of situations, so that I always have a plan B. And that's why I tell you guys, if you don't have a plan B, to get a plan B, whether it's a business or a hobby or a skill you have, this is a good time to put it to use and incorporate it in a plan in case business slows down and there's a furlough. You will not freak out. You'll be okay. You will still, be able to get through. And, not just that, but save money, put some money away. Every check you have, put a certain side to your savings. In case of a furlough, you will at least have some money set aside for that. So yeah, you have to plan for it, you know. But I don't know. Don't let it be a negative thing, and don't let it scare you. You know, if it happens, it happens, and I'm sure you know everybody will be fine. Jay Bean, birth control. What are you talking about, Jay Bean? What do you mean by that? Clarify. Um, let's see. Do I have any other questions here? Let me double check. Make sure I'm not missing anything. What are you guys up to today after the chat? You guys, what's your plans? You guys getting ready for another week in class? Are you studying this weekend, or what plans you guys got? Let me know. Oh, okay. So birth control, you're saying plan B. It's called birth control. Okay. Thanks for clarifying. Yep. Definitely want to have that plan B, you guys. Like I said earlier, you just don't want to put all your eggs in one basket, you know. You don't want to do that with anything in life, anyways, you know. Always have a plan B for something. Okay. Just looking through questions, making sure that I got everything and everyone. So did you guys check out my last vlog that I posted? Who all seen it? What do you guys think about it? Let me know what do you think about the vlogs. Do you like them? Do you not like them? What is it that you guys would like to see on the channel? Feel free to share your opinions. Chad's is saying, how many hours a week do you work on your OJT? I would think, you know, I don't know if there's like a set amount of hours. It's just you're gonna work your day and then go home. So if your day consists of 8 hours because you guys get it all done, then that'd be your day. But if you're working a job that runs 12 hours, you might just be working the whole 12. Again, it depends on the railroad you're with, and it depends on, I guess, the crew you're working with. Some guys might say, well, I'm going to cut you loose in 8 hours, and some of the instructors might say, well, we want you guys to learn everything and to be a part of the crew, so stick with the crew and be on their schedule. So it's a lot of variables and how that can play out. But for the most part, how many hours a week? I would definitely say you most likely get your 40 hours for sure. And you should just plan on getting more than 40 as well, in case you guys have a day that runs over 40. But you will definitely get 40 hours. I'm pretty sure about that. Okay, let's see. All right, so you guys, I think I had this question a little earlier. You've been working on the road lately, or are you still mostly in the yard? I had this same question early on in the live chat. I've been in the yard now for 2 to 3 months. Yep, that's where I've been. I have not been able to hold a road job in quite a while, so I have definitely been working the yard. We'll see if I can get back on the road soon. We'll see how that plays out, but right now my seniority, I just can't hold the road. Tower 26 is saying, thank you for doing these videos. I have wanted to work the railroad since I was Little as I love trains, I have stayed drug-free all of high school in hope of eventually getting this job. Well, good for you, man. Continue to stay drug-free because that will help you pass that drug test and that hair test for sure. And keep dreaming and keep on applying. Keep wanting it and just go for it. If you want it, or if you can dream it, you can do it. So go ahead and put those apps out there and see what happens, man. Okay, you guys, it has been an hour. I'm going to wrap this up. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for your questions. And as always, you guys, I will see you on the rails. Peace.